Announcement. I request the teachers to please occupy the front row seats. Teachers, could you please come to the front and occupy the seats in the first rows? Thank you. alumni, please come inside the auditorium and take your seats, please.
The guests are coming. You're requested to be seated inside the auditorium. The guests are here. We are going to start. Please be in. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed alumni, respected teachers and distinguished guests, welcome to the inaugural Alumni Association official meeting, Parasparam 2023. I am Jasna Kuriakos, alumnus of the year 2004.
And I am Amrita Parvati Karta, alumnus of the year 2006.
We are your hosts for the day. Before we proceed, let's take a moment to express our gratitude to the organizers and volunteers who have worked tirelessly to make this event a reality. Their dedication and effort deserve our heartfelt thanks.
As we embark on this journey down memory lane, let's take a moment to reflect on the incredible journey that our alma mater has taken us on. From the classrooms where we gain knowledge to the corridors where friendships were forged, St. Peter's Senior Secondary School holds a special place in our hearts. Today, we unite with a shared purpose to commemorate the connections we built within the revered walls of St. Peter's. This gathering serves as a platform to rekindle old memories, reflect on the past, and set the course for the future of our Alumni Association.
We are privileged to have with us today Mr. Aju Jacob, Secretary, St. Peter's Education Trust, Joint Managing Director, Sindite Industries Private Limited, as our alumni patron, Dr. Manju Kurian, Principal, Mar Athanasius College, Kodamangalam, alumnus of the year 1991, as the chief guest, Dr. Lali Varghese, Professor, ENT, Christian Medical College, Vellore, alumnus of the year 1988, as the guest of honor, Ms. Sonia Susan Varki, Principal, St. Peter's Senior Secondary School, Kadairippa, and Mr. Isaac Peter, Joint Secretary, St. Peter's Education Trust. Their presence adds great value to our gathering, and we are grateful for their continued support. The commencement of a vision, a stride towards advancement, and a pivotal moment we are eagerly anticipated. As significant as this occasion is, we are excited to initiate this venture collectively. Let's seek divine blessings. Kindly stand for the prayer. kindly remain standing for another minute? We stand on the shoulders of visionaries, the guiding lights who shaped the path we tread today. Let us also remember with deep fondness and respect our beloved teachers, non-teaching staff, and alumni who are no longer with us in person, but whose legacy lives on in the spirit of St. Peter's. Let us observe a moment of silence as a mark of respect for the departed souls. Thank you.
With no further ado, let's kickstart the ceremony. We cordially invite Mrs. Sonia Susan Workey, the principal of St. Peter's Senior Secondary School, to welcome the gathering. Over to you, ma'am.
Very warm good morning to all. Reunions are the fuel that ignites the fire of friendship, keeping it alive and burning brightly. Most respected alumni patron, Mr. Aju Jacob, Secretary of St. Peter's Education Trust and Joint Director of Synthite Industries Private Limited, Chief Guest of the Day, Dr. Manju Kurian, Principal, Mar Athanias College, Kodamangalam, our guest of honor, Dr. Lali Varghese, Professor ENT, Christian Medical College, Vellore, members of the management, former principals, retired staff, members of the Alumni Association, the teaching and non-teaching staff of St. Peter's, a pleasant morning to one and all. It gives me immense pleasure as I stand here to address the entire Petarian family. Though we belong to different terrains, speak different languages, think differently, and differ in our ideology and practices, there is one thing that unites us together, a single thread, the feeling of being a Petarian. We are all branches of the tree. We grow in different directions, yet our roots remain the same, and that's why we are here today for the annual alumni meet of 1967 to 2015 batch. Parasparam. When I take the term Parasparam, I'm really proud to elaborate what Parasparam means. It stands for Petarian Alumni Reunion, affectionately at St. Peter's, aspiring to reminisce awesome moments. It is my most pleasure to welcome you all to this alumni meet today. We have come together not just as individuals, but as a collective embodiment of shared memories, experience, and journey. The success of an institution lies in the success of the students. Today's gathering is indeed a testament of the success of our institution. It's my proud privilege to welcome our alumni patron, Mr. Aju Jacob, the Secretary of St. Peter's Education Trust and Joint Managing Director of Synthite Industries Private Limited. He is a proud alumnus of 1973 batch of our institution. He is in fact the strong pillar of support and encouragement to each one of us. I welcome you, sir, to the celebration of togetherness. May I now extend a wholehearted welcome to the Chief Guest of the Day, Dr. Manju Kurian, Principal, Mar Athanias College, Kodamangalam. She is a proud alumna of 1991 batch. Welcome, ma'am. Let me now welcome our guest of honor, an enthusiastic alumna of 1988 batch, Dr. Lali Varghese, ENT Professor, Christian Medical College, Vellore. I welcome you, ma'am, to this function. I would also like to extend a warm welcome to Mr. Isaac Peter, the Joint Secretary of St. Peter's Education Trust. I welcome you, sir, to this function. I would like to extend a gracious welcome to all the former principals and retired staff of St. Peter's whose unwavering commitment and unflinching determination helped us propel to the zenith of glory. With extreme elation, I welcome you all. Looking around this hall, I am filled with a sense of admiration for the diverse path our esteemed alumni has taken since their days within these hollow walls. Each one of you represent a chapter in the rich history of our institution, and your presence here today is a testament to the enduring bond that ties us together. I extend a wholehearted welcome to all the members of the Alumni Association. I would also like to welcome all the members of the management, the teaching and the non-teaching staff of St. Peter's to this momentous occasion. I encourage you all to make the most of this gathering, reconnect with familiar faces, make new acquaintance, and share your stories. Let this day be a day of laughter, learning, and rekindling of old bones. Once again, a warm welcome to each one of you. May this alumni meet be a source of inspiration, commemorate and renewed commitment to the values that make St. Peter's a beacon of education and excellence. Thank you. Enjoy the day.
Thank you, ma'am, for your warm words. We now extend a gracious invitation for the presidential address. We welcome Mr. Aju Jacob, Alumni Patron, Secretary, St. Peter's Education Trust, and Joint Managing Director, Sindite Industries Private Limited, to share his words of wisdom and guidance with us all. Over to you, sir.
A warm good morning to each and every one of you. I'm really thrilled to see the overwhelming support that I'm seeing here with so many of you coming for this program. Chief guest of the day, Dr. Manju Kurian, star during her times, I could understand from the clap she got. Our principal, Sonia Susan, Joint Secretary, Isaac Peter, principals, retired principals, retired teachers, retired non-teaching staff. I would rather call all the alumni boys and girls, because when you come back to this campus, I think you should have that mindset of being boys and girls and not really men and women at this point. So, welcome back to the school. I think, there's a saying that well begun, half done. So, our initiative towards getting the alumni back into the institution or having a strong alumni presence was something that we have been planning over the last 2 years. The very idea was to make sure that, first of all, to get to know you all, because there are many of you who are doing extremely well, and it's important, and it's a proud moment for the institution to see that happen. So to connect you back to the institution was our primary goal. I would like to clearly emphasize, because earlier on when we were discussing, was there any other ulterior motive in terms of monetary collections or things like that? Let me completely rule that out. That's not in our idea at all. It is to just bring you back to the school, the institution. And for any institution, educational institution, the alumni makes a difference. And as St. Peter's is embarking on a 2030 program where, as we see the infrastructure here, you can definitely make out probably we are one of the best infrastructure in the state, or maybe even in the country. Alongside that, we also want to make sure that the way we impart knowledge, the way we take care of the students, the teachers, the parent community, we want to look at all the stakeholders with equal importance and make sure that there is a collective effort in growing the community with us. So, our young team in the management led by Isaac Peters making a sincere effort towards making that change. And I think you all as alumni, illustrious alumni, have to contribute. I have an opportunity to contribute back. So that is the only motive in getting you all back. At the same time, having this group working is important. So we definitely plan to have an office in place, a person in place, so that we are able to continuously connect, have this program that will continue to grow and also be effective. I mean, right now we are absolutely not clear about how exactly we would do it, but then we'll work towards making it happen so that it becomes a success. And, in the years to come, this will be an association that will be a strong backing for the institution. So what we expect in terms of your contribution, the organization is about mentorship, giving career guidance. There are institutions working around here where some of you are in top positions where the children get an opportunity to visit these as part of their academics, so that it exposes them to what the opportunities around the world today. There are many doctors, and it is also important for children who are aspiring to be doctors to get to see how a hospital functions, spending some time. So we want to give that kind of quality exposure to the children who are studying in the school now, and that is where you all will have an opportunity to be part of. And at the same time, when walking around, when I came around 10 o'clock, it was great to see a lot of you chatting around, you all going back the memory lane, looking at, your school days, taking pictures. So we want to foster that friendship and relationship as we go, which will also keep you all bonded and then bonded with the institution. Then as this institution becomes that common connect for you all to be connected among yourself, as well as look back at the institution. So these are some of the initiatives. I don't want to keep talking about the very same things, and I don't think the stage program is what's more important. It's more important to ensure that you all stay connected and make the ulterior purpose, make it happen over the years to come. And once again, thank you so much for coming in large numbers and supporting this initiative. We are really overwhelmed by the support that you've given us, and wish you all have a great day. Thank you so much.
What an honor it is to officially start this day on such a positive note. Thank you, sir.
Here comes a momentous occasion that marks the illumination of new beginnings and the spirit of unity. In this symbolic act of lighting lamps, we aim to kindle the flame of hope, knowledge, and harmony. We invite the distinguished guests to light the lamp and inaugurate the official meeting. Thank you, dignitaries. It's time to unveil our membership ID card for the Alumni Association. I request Mr. Aju Jacob, the Alumni Patron, to launch the ID card by presenting it to the first students of our school, Mrs. Nisha Thomas and Mrs. Mariama Abraham of the 1967 batch. Mrs. Nisha Thomas and Mrs. Mariama Abraham are first students of the 1967 batch. Let's welcome them. They're receiving the takeaway gifts as well. sir.
Dear Petarians, you can collect your membership ID cards and the return gifts when you go back. I request you to come forward and occupy the empty seats in the front.
I would also request the same. There are a lot of empty seats in the front. I think a lot of you standing behind could come and sit in front. Now, while we gave the card away and the membership, we also wanted to share with you what it entices you to by having this card, the alumni card. So as I mentioned in my speech, we plan to have an exclusive office for the staff members, for the Alumni Association to attend the alumni events, and for them to come to school for some official purposes. We'll be supported by a permanent staff in our office. Representation of the alumni in the Parent Teachers Association. A preference in all admissions is something that we would definitely provide in the future. A concession for this auditorium rentals is something that we would give it as a privilege. Of course, we also have a swimming pool that's open after school hours. Access to that is something that we're looking at. And there were discussions about the concession and the joining fees as well as the tuition fees. At the moment, we are not in a position to take a decision on that, but as we go forward, because we have a lot of plans in the coming years for various expenses. So at the moment, we may not be able to consider that, but we'll consider that in the future. So these are the privileges that the card entitles you to, and it's not just about the privileges, but as I told you, it's about being part of the alumni and how you can come back to the institution and contribute is what we want. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. If there is anyone yet to register, you can do it at the earliest. Now, I request Mr. Isaac Peter to present the future trajectory of our esteemed institution. Sir, please. If there is anyone yet to register, you can do it now, please.
Good morning, Chief Guest, Dr. Manju. Yes, past and present members of the school leadership, past and present teachers, and dear alumni. What I want to present here today is what is the current scenario at school, what is the way forward as we move along. As part of management, we have not really involved ourselves in the day-to-day operations of the school. We've let the school leadership take the school forward in terms of operational and other aspects. And what we want to really do as we move along is also look at how we can contribute as management, how we can work with the school leadership to improve the school. So if you see the iceberg here, what we've really focused as management is on the top part, which is basically be facilitators to the school leadership and to the school. What we want to do as we move along is also work closely with the school leadership so we can focus on a lot of other aspects that are not forthcoming as management. So we want to take a different approach as we move along in terms of the school and how the school will operate going forward. We've also not really looked at the school ecosystem traditionally. So what we were facilitators. There were students, there were teachers, there were parents. But the ecosystem or the interdependence was not really there in the past. So that is something that we really want to change. And the alumni is very much part of that ecosystem. So what we want to really do as we move along is to ensure that this ecosystem functions in a very robust manner, where the students, the teachers, the parents, the management, we are all interdependent in this ecosystem. And we want to see how alumni as part of the student community can help the school achieve greater heights. So this ecosystem, as we would call, has to function and operate in a lot more robust manner. And that is where we would request the alumni to join us so that you can help us take the institution forward. So what you will see also, and a lot of you will agree, is that as we move from a school to a college and from college to our jobs, the transition is always difficult. The transition from school to college and from college to employment is a difficult process. And this is what the companies also constantly say, that there is a gap between college and employment. So we wish to address the gap that is prevalent by providing a strong foundation as the first step, which is the school. It is also learned that a World Economic Forum and UNICEF study clearly identified a lot of gaps as students grow up and when they start employment. So some of the basic gaps that they found during their surveys with some of the top employers across the world are listed out here. And as part of that, we believe that it's important for us as a school to really invest in childhood and help children obtain a strong foundation as they move from school to a college. And that's our endeavor with which we are moving forward. Also on the educational front, with regard to the National Education Policy of 2020-2023, the National Curriculum Framework, which has also come out in 2023, there are a whole lot of changes that are coming our way as we move along. So with all of that in place, we are really at the crossroads as a school. And the journey that we have to take, the direction that we have to approach becomes very critical as we move along for a school, for the children, for the parents. And with that, we have envisaged, or we've put together what we call Project 2030. Project 2030 is all about transformation. And what do we mean by Project 2030? Our whole idea is for the school ecosystem, which is the students, the staff, the parents, and the management. How can we provide more value out of the school? And it's not about just coming to school and going back, but what is the real value for a child apart from coming to school and studying? What are the other areas we can contribute? From a parent perspective, what is it that they would like for their children when they come here to school? So these are some of the areas that we are really putting our heads together, working together. And we want to really not emulate other schools, but we really want to come up with class leading practices that will really add value to the students, to the staff, to the parents. By 2030, we are targeting to be an institution of excellence where a child passing out of St. Peter's is much more evolved than he is today. And we are really focusing towards an institution of excellence. That's what we are targeting. Historically, as a school, we've not done great with a lot of implementation or a lot of new initiatives. And that is why with Project 2030, we are taking a different approach. As a school, as management, we are reviewing and auditing every aspect of the school, right from the admission process to when the bus enters our gates, to the children disembarking. So we are reviewing and auditing every aspect of the school. We are putting together a project plan, keeping in mind our 2030 aspirations and targets that we've set for ourselves. And we will have a detailed rollout of a lot of new initiatives as we move forward. So to ensure this project is implemented successfully in a phased manner. We put together a team from the management. We brought in a lot of consultants and specialists from across the country who have a lot of experience and exposure working with schools, colleges, universities, etc. And they're really helping us in a lot of areas where we want to improve. Additionally, we've also brought in a lot of specialists from across the country, some top talent to help us in various areas of the school so that the overall learning experience in the school can be bettered and improved. We want to make this whole exercise very inclusive, so we will have representation from the students, from parents, from the teachers, so that we hear each of these stakeholders in terms of what their aspirations are, what is it that they would like differently to happen in school. So we want to make this entire exercise inclusive, and we want to hear all of them before we move full swing. So we've already put together a project plan, and as we speak, we already have plans for the next 3 years, and we are moving in a very phased manner so that by 2030 we are able to achieve the aspirational targets that we've set for ourselves in a very phased and structured manner. And this is where I call upon the alumni. If you are interested, if you can spare time for the school, if you can contribute to the overall improvement of the school and the students here, we would request you to reach out to the alumni office that is being set up and help us with your areas of expertise, the areas where you can help us in grooming the children as we move forward. So that is our only request from the alumni. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Isaac Peter. Now let's take a glance at the history of the school.
Education is a lifelong journey. Its destination expands as you travel. During this wonderful journey, you will discover an ever-expanding world of versatile talents, artistic ideas, literary thoughts, and creative insights expressed by our dynamic leaders who are exceptional and far-sighted to dream differently and to have the common objective to make a new and better tomorrow. This is the story of a team of visionaries for whom perfection was an obsession and who utilized their resources to pave an unparalleled path of knowledge for emerging generations. In the photo, seated from the left are Mr. K.P. Paulos, Mr. K.V. Varghese, Mr. K.V. Thomas, Mr. K.E. Isaac, and Mr. C.V. Jacob. Those standing from the left were Sri K.G. Thomas, Sri C.J. George, and Sri C.T. John. The founding fathers, late Sri C.U. Chako, late Sri K.V. Thomas, late Sri C.T. Isaac, late Sri K.V. Varghese, late Sri K.E. Isaac, late Sri K.P. Paulos, late Sri C.V. Jacob, late Sri K.E. Thomas, and late Sri C.T. Alex had set the vision to guide, and this prestigious institution started taking shape in the year 1967 as a play school in a converted space.
An acre of land was soon dedicated and a new building was set up. Initially, the late Sri C.P. Isaac, C.T. Alex, and the late Mrs. Annama Paulos took up the responsibility, and a regular state syllabus-based primary school was the result. In the 70s, late Sri C.V. Jacob took over the reins of the organization, which was formally registered as a society in 1982 under the name St. Peter's Education Trust. A small step, but the forerunner of the giant regime of the vision and the reality. Late Sri C.P. Isaac, late Sri C.V. Jacob, and late Sri C.T. Alex were elected to hold the first offices of the President, Secretary, and Treasurer respectively. And thereafter, The blossoming of the institution as a leader in education, with its vast 60-acre land and a built area of 32,000 square feet, with high-end infrastructure and systems 2030. Later on, late Sri K.E. Isaac, late Sri K.P. Paulos, late Dr. C.T. George, and Dr. C.T. Abraham, Sri George Isaac, and Sri Raju C. Jacob held the positions of the President of the Trust from time to time. Late Sri C.V. Jacob, Sri Raju C. Jacob, Advocate Thampi Thomas, and Sri Aju Jacob held the position of the Secretary of the Trust from time to time. Late Sri C.I. Peter, Sri K.G. Thomas, late Dr. C.T. George, Sri George Isaac, Sri Thomas Alex, Advocate Thampi Thomas, Sri Raju C. Jacob, Sri Aju Jacob, Sri Jose John, and Sri Gigi C. George held the position of the Treasurer from time to time.
At present, the torchbearers, the patrons of this institution are Sri C.T. Abraham, Mr. George C.J., Advocate Thampi Thomas, Patron, and Mr. K.G. Thomas, Patron. Current office bearers are Mr. Raju C. Jacob, President, Mr. Aju Jacob, Secretary, Mr. Gigi C. George, Treasurer, Dr. C.J. John, Vice President, Mr. Isaac Peter, Joint Secretary, Mr. G.B. Thomas, Joint Treasurer. The Board of Governors of the Trust consists of Mr. Peter A. Taru, Mr. Varghese George, Dr. Varghese K. Paulus, Mr. Thomas Alex, Dr. Kurian George, Mr. C.J. George, Mrs. Manju Reju, Mr. Jose John, and Mr. Thomas C. John. United they came with a dream of unlimited enthusiasm and potential infinite. St. Peter's has built up a benchmark for itself by holding itself head and shoulders above others, both in the scholastic and co-scholastic arenas. The past few years have been witnessing the scene where the students of our school make sure to bring glory to us by bringing home almost all the overall trophies wherever they have been sent to compete. For the board exams too, the students are equipped to make a sweeping win where all of them score on an average more than 90%.
Teachers, the unsung heroes of our formative years, went above and beyond mere instructions. They were the guiding lights, the mentors who fueled our intellectual curiosity and instilled in us the values that continue to define our character. Their unwavering commitment, tireless efforts, and passion for imparting knowledge have left an enduring impact on each one of us. Our school is indeed blessed with great leaders as headmistresses, principals, vice principals, teachers, and non-teaching staff. Late Mrs. Anna Mapaulos, late Mrs. Sarah Mapaulos, our first LP headmistresses, Mr. Elga Mendes, former principal, Mr. K.V. Joseph, former principal, late Mr. K.A. Abraham, former principal, Mr. K.K. Jacob, former principal, Mr. C.S. Johnny, former principal, Mrs. Shrikala Ram, former vice principals, Mr. K.P. Abraham, Mrs. Susie Paul, Mr. C.O. Abraham, Mrs. Sonia Susan Workey, Mr. Anthony Jude, former KG head, Mrs. Zina Main. At present, the school is led by an efficient team of leaders, Principal Mrs. Sonia Susan Workey, Vice Principal Mrs. Anju Priya, LP head Mrs. Raji Subhash, and the head of the kindergarten, Mrs. Mary Margaret. Today, as we reminisce our school days, let us express our heartfelt gratitude to these remarkable individuals who played a crucial role in sculpting the individuals we are today. To the dedicated teaching, non-teaching, former and current staff members of St. Peter's Senior Secondary School, Kadairupu, we owe a debt of gratitude for their immeasurable contributions to our lives. Now, it's with great honor and pleasure that we introduce our esteemed chief guest to this auspicious occasion. Dr. Manju Kurian serves as the principal and professor of chemistry at Mar Athanasius College in Kodamangalam. She was the alumnus of the year 1991. Dr. Kurian has made remarkable contributions in the fields of nanomaterials and catalysis, earning recognition through various awards and fellowships such as DST Fast Track Young Scientist, CSIR Junior and Senior Research Fellowships. Actively involved in scientific associations, she is a member of the Indian Science Congress Association, Kerala, Chemical Science Society and Pollution Control Club. In 2023, she received the Birchman's Award for the Best College Teacher. Notably, Dr. Kurian has achieved a prestige in Stanford University's top 2% most influential scientists list for 2023. Now I'll pass the floor to Dr. Kurian for her words. Ma'am, please.
Respected Secretary of St. Peter's Education Trust, Mr. Aju Jacob, Dr. Lali Varghese, Joint Secretary, St. Peter's Education Trust, Mr. Isaac Peter, Principal, Mr. C.B. Peter, my teachers, staff members, and fellow Peterians. ഞാനിവിടെ നിൽക്കുമ്പോൾ നിങ്ങളിലേവരും എന്ന പോലെ തന്നെ ഒരു 15 വയസ്സ് 16 വയസ്സ് പ്രായത്തിലാണ് ഞാനിവിടെ നിൽക്കുന്നത്. ഏത് അലുമിനി മീറ്റിന് പോയാലും നമ്മൾ അവിടെ ഏത് പ്രായത്തിൽ പഠിച്ചോ അതാണ് നമ്മളുടെ പ്രായം. അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ ഇതുപോലെയൊരു മീറ്റിംഗ് ഫോർമൽ മീറ്റിംഗ് ആയിട്ട് നീണ്ടുപോകുന്നത് ആയിരിക്കില്ല എല്ലാവർക്കും താല്പര്യം. തമ്മിലുള്ള ഇൻട്രാക്ഷൻസിനായിരിക്കും എല്ലാവർക്കും താല്പര്യം. ഒരു ടീച്ചർ എന്ന നിലയിലോ പിന്നീട് ഒരു അഡ്മിനിസ്ട്രേറ്റർ എന്നുള്ള ഒരു നിലയിലേക്കോ മാറിക്കഴിഞ്ഞപ്പോൾ പഠിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരുന്നതിൽ നിന്ന് വളരെ വിഭിന്നമായി നമ്മൾക്ക് വളരെയധികം കാര്യങ്ങൾ മനസ്സിലാകുന്നു. നമ്മളെ പഠിപ്പിച്ച ഓരോ ടീച്ചറും അക്കാഡമിക് ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസിലായിക്കോട്ടെ, ഓരോ പ്രോഗ്രാംസ് കണ്ടക്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നതിലായിക്കോട്ടെ, ഏതിലാണെങ്കിലും എത്രമാത്രം ശ്രദ്ധയോടും ശുഷ്കാന്തിയോടു കൂടിയാണ് അവർ ഓരോ കാര്യങ്ങളും ചെയ്തത് എന്നുള്ളത് ഞാൻ ഇപ്പോൾ മനസ്സിലാക്കുന്നു. ഓരോ ടീച്ചേഴ്സിനെയും ഞാനിവിടെ കാണുമ്പോൾ എബ്രഹാം സാറുണ്ട്, എൽഗ ടീച്ചറുണ്ട്, സുശീല മിസ്സുണ്ട്, സന്ധ്യ മിസ്സുണ്ട്, ജേക്കബ് സാറ്, സാറാം ടീച്ചറൊന്നും വന്നിട്ടില്ല എന്ന് എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു. മാത്തമാറ്റിക്സ് വേണോ കെമിസ്ട്രി വേണോ, കെമിസ്ട്രിയാണ് ഇപ്പോഴെൻ്റെ തട്ടകം, മാത്തമാറ്റിക്സ് വേണോ കെമിസ്ട്രി വേണോ എന്ന് ആലോചിച്ചിരുന്നപ്പോഴാണ് ഉഷ ബാലകൃഷ്ണൻ ടീച്ചർ വളരെ സ്ട്രോങ് ആയി തന്നെ കെമിസ്ട്രിയിലോട്ട് എന്നെ നയിച്ചത്. പിന്നീട് അതേ ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റ് എനിക്ക് കോളേജിലും തുടർന്ന് കൊണ്ടുപോകാൻ സാധിച്ചു. നല്ലൊരു സെറ്റ് ഓഫ് ടീച്ചേഴ്സിനെ കിട്ടിയതും മെൻറ്റേഴ്സിനെ കിട്ടിയതുമാണ് എൻ്റെ ജീവിതത്തിൽ, അതുപോലെ തന്നെ നല്ലൊരു ഫാമിലി കിട്ടിയതാണ് എൻ്റെ ജീവിതത്തിലെ ഏറ്റവും വലിയ അനുഗ്രഹങ്ങൾ എന്ന് ഞാൻ കരുതുന്നു. എന്നെ ഈ മീറ്റിങ്ങിന് വിളിച്ച സംഘാടകർക്കുള്ള എല്ലാ നന്ദിയും ഞാനിവിടെ അറിയിക്കുന്നു. തുടർന്നും എൻ്റെ എല്ലാ സഹായ സഹകരണങ്ങളും ഈ സ്കൂളിനുണ്ടാകും. മാനേജ്മെൻറ്റ് ഔട്ട്ലൈൻ ചെയ്ത വിഷൻ 2030 എന്ന് പറയുന്നതിൽ അലുമിനി എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഏതൊരു ഇൻസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂഷൻ്റെ ഒരു മേജർ സ്റ്റേക്ക് ഹോൾഡറാണ്. ഇവിടെ പറഞ്ഞ 4 സ്റ്റേക്ക് ഹോൾഡേഴ്സ് അല്ല, ഞങ്ങളെ സംബന്ധിച്ചിടത്തോളം എല്ലാം 5 സ്റ്റേക്ക് ഹോൾഡേഴ്സാണ് ഏതൊരു ഇൻസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂഷനും ഉള്ളത്. കാരണം വെറും ഒരു കെട്ടിടങ്ങളുടെ കൂമ്പാരമല്ല ഒരു കലാലയം എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. ഏതൊരു എഡ്യൂക്കേഷണൽ ഇൻസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂഷനും അവിടെ പഠിച്ചിറങ്ങുന്നവരുടെ മനസ്സിൽ അതെന്താണ് എന്നുള്ളതാണ് അതിൻ്റെ വിജയം എന്ന് ഞാൻ ഉറച്ചു വിശ്വസിക്കുന്നു. ഇവിടെ ക്ഷണിച്ചതിന് ഞാൻ നന്ദി പറയുന്നു. ഏവർക്കും ഹാപ്പി ന്യൂ ഇയർ.
Thank you, ma'am, for those beautiful words.
We are truly privileged to have Dr. Lali Varghese with us today. Dr. Varghese, an alumnus from the class of 1988, holds the distinction of securing the first rank for St. Peter's in the Kerala SSLC examination. Presently, she serves as an ENT specialist in the Department of Otorhinolaryngology at Christian Medical College, Vellore. Her accomplishments include various awards, with a notable achievement being the gold medal in the senior consultant category for her paper presentation at the 11th International Symposium on Medical Sciences. We are extremely grateful for her invaluable presence. Dr. Varghese, we look forward to gaining insights and inspiration from your words of wisdom. Over to you, ma'am.
Respected dignitaries, respected teachers and dear friends. It's a great honor and a pleasure for me to be here representing the alumni on this dais today. People who know me know that I'm not a public speaker, but what encouraged me to take up this special invitation was just the feeling that I'm just going to be with my friends and reliving my school moments. Today, after coming here, looking at this auditorium and meeting friends, it's brought back a lot of precious memories in my mind. At the outset, with respect and love, I remember our founder, C.V. Jacobs, sir, for his vision, who saw an English medium school as a felt need for our area. And his commitment to the endeavor, I'm sure, has changed the lives of generations of children who have grown out to be committed people contributing to the community in a large way. I know the picture of the school infrastructure has changed drastically over time. When I first joined, I remember a building with a boarding school on the first floor. Now it has changed so dramatically. I'm really glad that we are keeping up with times and changing accordingly. But I really hope that the essence is remaining the same at this point too. I fondly remember Elga teacher and auntie, who were the leading persons at our beginner years. Abraham sir, Tankama teacher, Jacob sir, and all our teachers who molded us and made us confident to get into the outside community. I know these names and faces may be different for the different batches sitting here, but you all will be able to identify with some teachers who have touched you in a special way. After going through many institutions later in my life, I realized how much of a contribution my school has given to me. The foundation it has given me is immeasurable, not just academically, but in the greater values of life, I would say. For example, our morning assembly, the prayer song and the pledge may have been similar to the many schools of the time. But then I think the insistence on having a news reading in the assembly, insisting on having the international news, national news, sport news, those and all were very unique for a time, I thought. And unknowingly, it all instilled a feeling of one civic responsibility and a need to be aware of what is happening outside a little bubble sort of thing. Even today, I feel my day is very incomplete if I don't start my day with reading or listening to the news in the morning. All these small things added up a lot, I suppose. Our school had an ability to sort of ensure excellent academic excellence in the students. But along with that, they also gave us the opportunity to explore our talents and to develop holistically by giving us a lot of extracurricular activities, even in those days. That was also very unique for our school at the time. Our teachers, they were not just mentors, they were the guiding lights. And they were the ones who were shaping our characters. I can still remember a gentle touch from a teacher or a word of encouragement could how much lighten up your day. And I sort of try to imbibe it when I interact with my students also. Though we were encouraged to be our best self, we were also taught to be grounded and humble. That also was very important for our school. Dear teachers, we know how much love and care you had for us, still have for us. And please be assured that you all have a very special place in our hearts which can never be replaced. I also remember our non-teachings, our Chetati, who used to help us when we were kindergartners, the Van Chetan, Marki Chetan, Baby Chetan, Shashi Chetan, Shivan Chetan, and all the non-teaching staff who made our school life much more comfortable. Coming to friends, there are no words to describe school friends. There's nothing like school friends, I would say. I can still remember Meenu and Sindhu. Both of them couldn't be here today. Meenu and Sindhu holding my hands and training me to run fast, to take part in a relay. I knew my limits in sports, but the trust and the confidence they had in me, that was like, I can't imagine sort of like. But then we had a naughty side also. I know the 88 girls can relate to it, how we used to take turns and go under the table to listen to the cricket. Those days cricket was a craze, and to update on the scores and so on. So we had a lot of fun together. So some of us have been together from LKG onwards, and some have joined later. So we all grew up together. We watched each other grow up into their true self, sort of like. So even now, after meeting after 35 years, I don't find any change. It all feels the same. I mean, the years haven't made any difference. I'm feeling so happy to be here. I'm so blessed to have you all in my life. So my school friends and my link to the past, which sort of like keep me rooted to my origins so that I never forget where I came from. Looking back, all these small things added up in a big way to making us what we are today. And I'm really, really grateful for that. As we celebrate this reunion, let us not just reflect on the past, but also look towards the future. We are all gone to different fields and contributing to the community in our own small ways. As we continue the journey, let the spirit of our alma mater live on in each one of us. Whether you are pursuing a successful career, raising a family, or embarking on a new adventure, I wish you all the happiness and fulfillment life has to offer. I'm really indebted to the organizing committee for giving me this opportunity to reconnect with my friends and teachers who played a very pivotal role in my life. Thank you all very much. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for those really, really true words from the heart.
For those who have not registered yet, please do the same.
We are delighted to announce a momentous occasion at St. Peter's as we have the honor of welcoming back the distinguished alumni members to present a special memento to our beloved alma mater.
To present the vision of the Alumni Association, we invite Mrs. Maya Verghese, alumnus of 1998. Over to you, ma'am.
Such an honor to be here. And Lali, you are a public speaker. It was amazing to hear you speak. Teachers, dear friends, Ajusa, Dr. Manju, Sonia ma'am, I've been asked by our alumni to actually share the vision of alumni. And I prepared a few points, but Aju sir, in his initial speech, spoke half of it, and then Isaac sir finished the other half. So I have nothing else to start with. So let's do this my way. So I don't know how many of you remember, it has been a time of introspection for us to come back to the 15-year-old selves that we were in school. I don't know whether you remember what you had in mind when you were in school, but I was very ambitious, extremely ambitious. I think it was genetic because one of the school assemblies I remember, my sister confidently walked on stage and gave a 10-minute speech on how I want to be the Prime Minister of India. And she did it very confidently. She covered the Bofors issues. She covered Northeast. She covered almost every topic. And after 20 minutes, I was standing outside because I didn't submit my maths homework. And Jacob sir looked at me and said, "Ninde chechikke Prime Minister avanam. Nee 10th class jeyikkuno vare samshayundu." So talking about unrealistic ambitions, that's exactly where the alumni can really help. Experts like Lali, Dr. Manju Kurian, I think in the senior batch, 86 bachelor, we have, I don't know if Kurian Matthew's here. Kurian Matthew has actually found a path of his own. He has actually integrated his engineering, and he's also pursued a field in law, and he's a mediator. I think he's one of the first mediators I've ever heard. He's a mediator. And there's so many entrepreneurs. Kadir being an entrepreneur village, we have so many entrepreneurs. Most of us are doing our own thing, what we believe in. And I think we can actually bring the hard facts of our domains to these children, show them the ropes. And how do we do it? How are we going to do it? Let's have a platform online or offline. Let's have series of webinars. Let's have workshops in this very school. And some of us can even give these children internship, small, short internship opportunities, so that when children who want to be the Prime Minister of India can actually know these are the milestones that I have to cover. These are the steps that I need to take to reach there. When I floated this idea to the committee, the organizing committee has done a very good job. Congratulations. When I floated this idea to the committee, the nerds in the committee were very excited. The nerdy ones were very excited. They said, Maya, this is excellent. We get a chance to actually give back. We're doing this. Excellent idea. And the backbenchers, like me, were also extremely excited. We said, let's give the opportunity of these nerds to do some work. We'll make them work. We'll sit back. We'll organize these events. We'll have chai and chit-chat and have a good time. So I'm sure this appeals to both categories. Just 10 minutes back, I was talking to Jack. Jack said that he's got a summer program in mind where we can actually have a prototype of the different work that we do. For example, if somebody is interested in robotics or somebody is doing work in robotics, he can actually come to the school and start a summer program where we have certifications in place. And if the people doing medicine, if they're doing entrepreneurs can also have an opportunity to have a certificate program in school. So this idea is at a very nascent stage. Requesting all of you to support this idea. We have now an organizing committee. We have a formal committee in place. So let's all work together to create an alumni that is one of a kind. St. Peter's. I'm sure we're starting such an alumni here. I'm sure no other alumni is actually participating with the school to actually to give back their expertise as of now. Taking the current brain drain that's happening, I don't know how many of you are concerned like me. There are a lot of youngsters looking for opportunities abroad. They're doing odd jobs like standing at the petrol pump and trying to make a career out of it, thinking that there are more opportunities abroad. Whereas we have so many opportunities in India, and we know that. And so let us expose these opportunities to the children at that critical stage so that we can give them the platform, a good launch pad at their most important time. So I didn't tell you what my unrealistic ambition was. My unrealistic ambition was to give an Oscar speech. So when I was studying in 10th standard, I used to prepare my Oscar speech, and I was just preparing my Oscar speech. But I think when you aim for the stars, you at least get a bird. I get the opportunity to give the vision of the alumni, and I think I'm happy with that. Thank you so much. Wonderful experience. Connect. Let's stay in touch.
Thank you, ma'am. We are delighted to announce a momentous occasion at St. Peter's as we have the honor of welcoming back our distinguished alumni coordinators to present a special memento to our beloved alma mater. Sonia ma'am, the principal, is requested to receive our token of love on behalf of the school.
this particular event is out of the agenda, but I feel that we should take this opportunity to congratulate all these people on stage who have been behind this right from the beginning, coordinating this great function to happen here. So without their unwavering support and the enthusiasm what they have expressed, this meet wouldn't be possible. So once again, I congratulate all of them on behalf of each one of us to move this forward. Now the first year has begun. Now it's in all of your hands to continue this process next year, the coming years. We have to move forward with this particular alumni association. Thank you.
Thank you all. Oh, I think I'm getting emotional. Today, we gather not merely as a school community, but as a grateful assembly to pay tribute to the pillars of wisdom, guidance, and inspiration in our lives. The extraordinary men and women who have dedicated their time, energy, and passion to the noble profession of teaching.
In the spirit of acknowledging the profound impact that educators have on our intellectual and personal growth, we have come together for a special tribute to express our deepest appreciation and gratitude to the guiding lights of our academic journey.
We invite Mr. Eldo Pallikara, alumnus of the year 2008, to pay tribute to our dear teachers. Mr. Eldo George Varghese, an accomplished author, motivational speaker, and India's first future readiness coach, holds the prestigious position of being the first youth chairman from India to head the Asia and Pacific alliances of YMCA. Additionally, he is the founder and CEO of iImpact, a company operating within InfoPark. He has a current count of 7 published books to his credit. Mr. Eldo, over to you.
Thank you, Jasna Abraham, Amrita Pavadikata, the chair of the meeting, the joint managing director of Sindhite Group of Industries, Mr. Aju Jacob, the principal, Mrs. Anuja Susan Worky, the chief guest of the day, Mrs. Manju Kurian, guest of honor, Mrs. Lali Varghese, association secretary, Mr. Isaac, very respected principals, teachers, parents, friends, a great good afternoon to one and all. So happy in standing a prestigious dais like this, because this was my first dais that I had addressed a public gathering. In St. Peter's, there is a culture. The student should not only have the intention to participate, but should have the quality to participate in the events that the school conducts. Fortunately or unfortunately, I was not getting the options to participate. I was lacking the second factor called the quality. The guests who spoke before me were only the one side of the coin. Now I am here to showcase you that I am the opposite side of the coin, because the coin has two sides, head and tail. I am here to showcase you as an example to each and everyone that what St. Peter's has done to me through this wonderful world of teachers. Now we have been living in the era of artificial intelligence. All the GPTs are going in mind. But what is the lacking factor in today's world? It is a community building process. This is a process to address a child, to get a message from the teacher that I am with you. And believe me, it's not for the ones who had got very good grades in the academics. It's for the below average ones. So before coming to the teachers, let me narrate a real life story that has happened in this particular institution years back. My father was being given an opportunity to be the president of the Parent Teacher Association when I was doing my 3rd grade in this institution. And when one of the parent teachers meeting was going on, a parent has raised a complaint that from the parent was from Perimpavur. The parent has raised a complaint that to Perimpavur, to the remote places, the access of school bus is not there. So if the school bus was there, students would have been more comfortable in reaching the school on time. And C.V. Jacob sir was on the meeting, he was chairing the meeting, and the office staff, office manager, late Baby Chetan was there. On the same meeting, he had asked Baby Chetan like, Baby, innu boy pudiya vandikkulla chases innu book cheyanam. Pudiya school bus inulla chases innu boy book cheyanam. I am here not to tell that St. Peter's financial independence, but I am here to tell how this wonderful institutions has taken each and every one of you in your lives. I had been into the St. Peter's culture till now only because of the reason that I had been into the hands of this particular teachers. After my school and college, I had had opportunity to meet a number of teachers in my life. But whenever I start my journey, I used to remember the poem which was taught by Vimla ma'am, The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Sujata teacher is there, G. Shivashankara Pilla's Kavita. Chemistry teacher is there, Usha Balashan teacher is there. I used to tell that, you know what is catalyst? Because I got the concepts from here. And it was not the concepts to just to get good marks in the exam or not to get a pass mark in the exam. It was the concepts that this particular teachers are inbuilt to the life that we were going. To the organizations that we are going, to the people that we are associating, when they are asking what is the origin of your culture, I have only one answer. That St. Peter's Senior Secondary School is my culture. St. Peter's starts at 8 in the morning. I was a lazy fellow. I was not in the front rows. St. Peter's starts by 8 in the morning. So bare minimum I should be up from my bed by 6 in the morning. And that same culture I am following it right now. I used to wake up from bed by 3 in the morning in the days. And it was only because of the St. Peter's culture. Even in my organization, we start at 8 o'clock. The people who come late by 8:01 or 8:05, I used to ask the question, why are you late? And that has been only because of this particular organization has given me. KP Abraham sir is sitting. During the assembly, after the assembly, sir will come and ask, Eldo, why are you late? This is a platform in which I learned how to be neat and tidy in my life. This is the institution in which I learned how to speak English fluently. This is the institution in which I learned how to talk to people. And I surely tell you, I had heard the Vision 2030. I'd surely tell you, St. Peter's was the institution that was going forward, that showcased to each and every one of the students, or specifically I'll tell, that showcased to the below average students that learning for exams is only a part of the game. Only one sub-component out of the main sub-components. And St. Peter's was a school that has given me platforms to speak. During my school days, I was dreaming to get a mic like this. Initial phases. Because what I was thinking in my mind and what I was reflecting was going completely wrong. But these two ladies has helped me in my life. During the sports day, there were many sports events that was going. So they need people to compare for the program. So they'd given it. They were going for the off hours during the lunch, breakfast, tea time. So there need to be some other person to complement that. So I was given the opportunity. I am here to tell you that if I can make the results, believe me, each and every one of you, your culture has been reflected because only of this particular teachers. Teachers, now you may be thinking that your life, 50, 60, 70% of the life is over. You need to sit in a resting position. You should get all the accolades for all the works that you have done in the future. But I am here to rewrite that. Baby sir, I remember Baby sir's scene. One sports day, ഇവിടെ ജാവലിൻ ത്രോ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ജാവലിൻ ത്രോ എറിഞ്ഞിട്ട് സാറിന്റെ കയ്യിലേക്ക് ഇവിടെ കുത്തി. അന്നത്തെ PT സാർ ലോറൻസ് സാർ ആയിരുന്നു. ഐ ഡോണ്ട് നോ സാറ് ലോറൻസ് സാർ ഉണ്ട്. ലോറൻസ് സാറായിരുന്നു. ലോറൻസ് സാറ് ബേബി സാറിന്റെ കൈ പിടിച്ചിട്ട് ബേബി സാറ് ചോദിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്, ലോറൻസ് എന്തെങ്കിലും പറ്റിയോ എന്ന്. ബ്ലഡ് ബ്ലീഡ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുവാണ്. ലോറൻസ് സാറ് ഒരു കയ്യില് ബേബി സാറിനെ പിടിച്ച് മറ്റേ കയ്യിൽ ഓടുമ്പോ സാറ് പറയുന്ന രംഗം ഞാൻ ജീവിതത്തിൽ മറക്കില്ല. ഹി ടോൾഡ് ദാറ്റ്, സാറേ ഒന്നുമില്ല, നമുക്കൊന്ന് ഹോസ്പിറ്റൽ വരെ പോയിട്ട് വരാം. And believe me, teachers, in our personal prayers you are there because we had spent more time with you rather than with our parents. We had spent 7 to 8 hours in every 24 hours with you. You all molded us what we are today. You all that shaped us what we are today. Automatically, when we move out of the track, you shouldn't be showing always your smiling faces. It's very normal that you show your hard faces too. Usha Balashan teacher ക്ലാസ്സിൽ ഒന്നും എനിക്ക് ഇതുവരെ പാസ് മാർക്ക് കിട്ടിയിട്ടില്ല. And I feel very proud of that. Because I am having a story right now to tell to my audience. I got the experience of what was of a boy standing out of the crowd. The class strength that time was having 35 students. And if the 35 students, if there was one failure, very fortunately the failure could be Mr. Eldo George Vargas. That was the probability of failure that has happened within me. I'm here to showcase that if I can make the change, each and every one of you can make the changes. Only thing is that you should just stick up to the process. Because version 1 is always better than version none. And my first stage appearance in this particular auditorium was for fancy dress. Because it doesn't had any screening process. I'm very proud to tell that all that were my molding process, all that were my process that has molded me on what I'm being today. The teachers, I truly believe that if I can see you and respect you, I'm seeing the inner God within me. If I cannot respect you, I cannot talk to you, I can off my shoulders when seeing to you, I'm telling you that there is no meaning in me go to the church and offering my prayers. Because we truly believe that, I'm speaking on behalf of entire alumni, we truly believe that Mada, Pida, Guru, Devu. And that has taken me, or that has taken us what we are today. Your blessings, your support, your love, your passion to what you have been doing. You have been not robots. Now we used to go to schools. We used to see teachers. We used to interact with the teachers. And we could easily make a change what you were delivering. Your style of delivery will be slightly out of fashion. No worries on that. But you are still evergreen in your journeys. Your competency level will be slightly out of the track when compared to new gen teachers. But no worries, you have been into the track when taking for the future. I respect the entire teachers of St. Peter's Senior Secondary School for what they have done to us. This is a meeting to showcase the best out of the best teachers. And believe me that on behalf of the entire crowd, I'm telling you, you were the best. St. Peter's was having the front end by showcasing the kindergarten. Kindergarten was headed by Mrs. Sina Man, who had done a wonderful, drastic change. The LP-UP section was held by Mrs. Elga Mentes. The principals, vice principal, departmental teachers, you have done great contributions in our lives. Till our last breath, we won't forget you. Till our last breath, you will be in our minds. Till our last breath, you will be remembered for our. On behalf of the entire alumni, wishing you the best for your future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, Aldo. We don't know how to thank you enough, and you made all of us very emotional. Thank you.
Beloved teachers, our pillars of wisdom, we request you all to kindly accept these flowers we give you as a token of our love and gratitude.
Respected dignitaries, the alumni present here, all my dear students, of the years from 1975 to 2007. I welcome you all to this gathering. I know you've been welcomed by so many guests and dignitaries, but here I am just to say how happy I am to be along with you, to be present with you and deliver not a speech, but a word of thank you, a word of love, and hope that I'm not going to make it a very long speech, or I just want to say how happy I am to be a part of you. Although you must be very tired, I know that, waiting and longing for this function to get over. But then the joy of meeting you, the joy of having you with us is such a great pleasure. So let me not prolong and go into details, because I have so much to tell you with my long years of experience in St. Peter's and the many children I have dealt with, and I have contact with so many of them, because we have this wonderful WhatsApp groups that we are in touch with. So I'm not elongating the whole process, because if I go on, there'll be so long a time, and there are many other teachers waiting to give you a long speech. Maybe they will tell you something more very efficient and very thoughtful. Let me say, I'm happy to be with you, and thank you for giving this opportunity to be with you all. Thank you, teachers. Thank you, friends. Thank you, my old students.
Thank you, Elga ma'am. We were eagerly waiting to listen to your voice that brings us so much nostalgia. Could you please accept our token of flower from the alumni?
Beloved
Thank
teachers,
you,
our pillars of wisdom, we request you all to kindly rise and accept these flowers we give you as a token of our love and gratitude. We love you all. Dear teachers, we request you to all kindly rise and accept these flowers we give you as a token of our love and gratitude. The teachers who are not seated in the front row, could you please stand up and accept these flowers of love?
And I request all the Peterians to kindly rise and give a very good applause to the teachers. I now request Mr. Johnny C.S., the former principal, to share a few words of inspiration. Sir, please.
Hello everyone. Good afternoon. Our respected Aju sir, Isaac Peter sir, the chief guest, Dr. Manju, guest of honor, Dr. Lali Varghese,
teachers are old and young students. No, not old, all young students. I was thinking what to share with you, and I thought I should share 3 incidents which I have not shared with anybody. After taking charge as the principal, we admitted 2 students from Switzerland here. Some days later, their father comes. He sits in the office and he starts talking. And after a long while of talking, he asked, "Sir, do you drink?" I said, "No. I don't drink. I don't encourage others to drink. I don't buy drinks for anyone also. That's the policy." And he says, "Sir, I have brought the best Scotch whiskey possible. Please accept it." I said, "No, I don't accept such things." So he went away, a bit disappointed perhaps. The next experience is, as principal, we we attend meetings, Sahodaya meetings, once a month at least. After 2-3 meetings, I befriended one of the principals who started sharing. And one of the sharing that he did was that he had introduced a language lab in his school. And he asked, "Why don't you introduce a language lab in your school?" I said, "Why? Our children speak English quite well. I don't think there is no need of a language lab." He said, "Besides the salary, it will give you 5,000 rupees extra every month." I said, "I'm quite satisfied with the salary that I get, and I don't accept any kind of extra payment." And I have done that to this day. Anyway, the third incident is, I don't know whether he is present here. I was trying to see his face. He is not here. There was this boy who comes every Wednesday in his green uniform. So on the first Wednesday, I asked him, "Where is your t-shirt, white t-shirt?" He says, he was slightly fat compared to other boys. Says, "Sir, in the store, my size t-shirt is not available." I said, "Okay." The next Wednesday, I asked him again, "Hey, where is your t-shirt?" "Sir, it has not come. The right size t-shirt has not come in the store up to now." Third Wednesday went, I asked the same question. He gave me the same answer. On the fourth Wednesday, I asked him, "Where is it?" "Sir, it has not come to the store up to now." I said, "Come, let us go to the storekeeper and ask." So I took him to the storekeeper. Rajani was there, the storekeeper. May her soul rest in peace. I asked Rajani, "Did this boy ever come to the store to buy t-shirt?" She said, "Sir, he has never come." I landed 3 blows on his back. I generally don't beat students. I said, "You know why I beat you? I beat you not because you're not wearing t-shirts. I beat you because you lied to your principal." That's all. I shared these 3 episodes basically because I want that the students who pass out of this institution should be men and women of integrity. India needs that kind of people with integrity. There is a dearth of it now, but I'm sure the future generation, the coming generations will definitely grow up to be people of integrity. Dr. Isaac Peter presented the trajectory of growth. They are visualizing. There are just 2 things that I want to add to this one, which I had been sharing with the management ever since I landed here. One, what is the comment about St. Peter's generally? വലിയ വീട്ടിലെ കുട്ടികളുടെ സ്കൂളാണെന്നുള്ളതാണ് അല്ലേ? Yes or no? Yeah. I think we should take the initiative to have at least 5 students from the underprivileged category from this locality to be admitted here and to be given free education. Otherwise, having such a great institution here would be of no use. That's one. Second, after these long years of teaching, what I miss is a smile. Whatever changes that we introduce in the institution should make sure that there is room for everybody to share a smile, for a teacher to smile, for a student to smile. Without that smile, no teacher should enter the classroom, no student should come to the school. I think that spreading of joy is very, very important part of education. Without that, education would be meaningless. I thank all the organizers for calling all of us here to share this day of joy with all of you, and may God bless all of us. And one word of correction, 2 things to be noted. One, when we stood in memory of the departed, I think the name of C.V. Jacob sir should have been specifically mentioned, because without his drive, this institution would not have reached this level as it is today. So, second, there is the feeling that this is the first time the alumni is meeting. Kurian Matthew sent a WhatsApp post to me saying that, sir, in 2010 we started the alumni. Somehow the effort was not followed up, and the Alumni Association went into hibernation. I'm very happy that all of you here have decided to revive it and make it active and energetic. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for your loving words. For those who are yet to register, please do the same, and also make sure you collect the the alumni membership cards.
Here we welcome the teacher whose classes were in just about Shakespearean sonnets and grammar rules. They were a celebration of language and a testament to the joy of learning. Our own K.P. Abraham, sir, former vice principal. Sir, please.
The dignitaries who had been on the dais and off the dais, nobody is there on the dais. My dear colleagues, my dear friends, I should call you friends because all of you have grown head and shoulders above me. So you are no more students to us. This is a mega gathering where all of you could come together to meet for the first time, I think. So many have been here. And this auditorium has witnessed a lot. Since the day it was opened, I have been speaking here. And even now, I am grateful to God that I have got a chance to speak to you. In fact, I wanted to tell you a lot of things, but I don't want to, because it's already time for lunch. But one thing I should say, that I have spent some of the happiest moments in this campus. I have been the vice principal, I think almost since beginning, and we have a host of wonderful people. See, 2 of the gems of our school, Mrs. Lali and Mrs. Manchu, are here with us. They have, in fact, Lali, by scoring first rank in SSLC, could bring glory to the school. Since that time, St. Peter's has been known as an excellent academic institution. and Dr. Manchu, she was in my class. Lali, I couldn't teach her. Manju was in my class. She has been selected as one of the best 100 principals in India, I understand. Yeah, they have all come out in flying colors. More than that, all of you are sitting here. You have excelled yourselves in the fields where you work. And that is the contribution of St. Peter's, or the gift of St. Peter's, that you could be brought up as excellent citizens, excellent academics, very good professionals, where you could achieve a lot. Still, you go on. And the senior most student of the school may be around 50 or 55. Many more years to come. There, you will, when you look back, you should enjoy the training, or rather I should say the life that you had in this campus. It was wonderful, very vibrant, very active. My colleagues, I should say, have been a bunch of wonderful people, very loving, very caring, very concerned about the children that they taught, those children whom they taught. Very loving teachers, and teachers with caliber, with excellence in their profession. They have been wonderful creatures. Even now, they must be contributing something positive to this community. Then, as Johnny sir said, we should remember Sri C.V. Jacob, who has been the real founding father of the school. Of course, there have been many people in the management, many enlightened people, and they have come together to found this institution. But with Sri C.V. Jacob, with his enthusiasm, his dynamism, his energy that he has put in, and his earnest interest in the school, that was something really great. One of the senior bishops of our church, he told me once, in the presence of Sri C.V. Jacob, that he is a man who has been amply blessed by God. Deivam samarthiyai anugrahichu to manishan. That was. And we are lucky, we are fortunate that he was ready to share a part of his blessing with us. That's something really great, and that's the result that what we see now. So, many people, they have contributed to this. Many veterans. For me, I remember all those teachers starting from K. Abraham sir. Abraham sir is the man who really made this into a real school. He is the man behind it. We used to call him Kudumadoshi because he started at 7 in the morning and he would go back only at 7 at night. All these 12 hours, he has been with the school. He will be going, I have gone along with him in search of a dance teacher, a music teacher. Then for the youth festival, we will be looking for artists. He will be doing all those things. He carry his breakfast, lunch, evening tea in his bag. Such a man, he has built up the school. You should say he is the real architect of the academic side of the school. Of course, from the management, Sri C.V.J. was there. Then came Jacob sir. Jacob sir was a dynamic person with so much of energy and discipline. For me, I am an indisciplined character. I have no discipline. But Jacob sir, along with Jacob sir, we could run the show very well. And the most fortunate thing is that we had a bunch of very committed teachers. Teaching has been their life. I don't say their profession. Teaching, of course, is not a profession. It's a part of your living. Even now I am a teacher. I can teach. If you can sit here, I can teach you for 1 hour, continuously, non-stop. Because that's a part of our life, not living. It's not a part of our living, it's a part of our life. And we had very good teachers, starting from, I remember Kurian sir, Tangamba teacher, so many people, they have contributed greatly to this institution. And a bunch of retired teachers. Then, of course, as young men and women, you should be remembering one thing. The basic thing in every human being is to be an excellent man or woman. You may gain so many things. You may make money. Professionally you may achieve. But those things are not going to end. Recently, I happened to listen to a talk by, I think he's an Anglican bishop from his guys and all. He was asking, where are the Caesars? Where is Alexander the Great? Where are the conquerors? Nobody is there. And he was telling, whatever you earn, whatever you learn, whatever you contribute, whatever you achieve, the ultimate thing that you have is a coffin into which you are put, and this coffin has a speciality. Can you tell me? No doors, no windows, no vent. Nothing is there. You are packed alone in that. And that's the thing that you give. So when you live, right from your childhood, you should live to be a human being, an excellent human being, with love, care, and concern. For me personally, I have gained a lot from the school. All my children, I got 3 children, 2 boys and 1 girl. My brother's children, 3 of my brother's children, they have all been educated here. My grandson is here, in class 2. So in English public school system, they used to say, my great-grandfather used to sit at that corner. So my grandson can proudly say that my grandfather was here. Once in a while I tell him, I know it. And as a family, we have gained a lot from the school. All these children, they have been very well educated. They have shared the love and care of the teachers. But I never mentioned any of the teachers that my son is there. I happened to go to a class for PTA meeting. The teacher was a very good friend of mine. She asked me, why are you here? I told her, my son is here. I never told anyone that my son is here, there. So, it has been a wonderful personal experience for me. I am sure that all the teachers here, they must have had the same experience. Let us pray to God that all be blessed to have long life, and to the student community, I should say the alumni members, that they should have all flying colors in their life, very beautiful life. Let God lead us to all this. May the Lord in heaven shower His choicest blessing on you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for spreading your infectious positivity. I now request Mrs. Susie Paul, the former Vice Principal, to share a few words of inspiration. Ma'am, please.
Don't worry. No roll calls for the day. And it's 45 minutes on cells, genes, etc. Honored guests and esteemed Mr. Aju Jacob, Secretary of St. Peter's Education Trust, the globally accepted Petarian brain, Dr. Manju Kurian, the exceptional alumna who secured first rank in the state SSLC exam from our school in 1988, Dr. Lali Verghese, Mr. Isaac Peter, Mrs. Sonia Susan Principal, members of the management, dearest alumni of our beloved school, and my dear friends. Oh, how time flies. It feels like yesterday when you were all sitting on those wooden benches
eagerly absorbing knowledge like sponges. And now, here we are celebrating the incredible reunion after decades. As your teacher, I must say that it is both an honor and privilege to stand before such a distinguished group of individuals. You see, teaching is a bit like being a magician. We weave spells of wisdom, sprinkle them with laughter, and watch as our students grow into remarkable human beings. And my, oh my, have you all grown? I remember the days when I would stumble on forgotten homework or catch glimpses of mischief during the break. But through it all, your spirits shone bright like stars in the night sky. You brought energy to our classrooms and occasionally some chaos too. But let's not dwell on that part. The memories we have shared are priceless gems that still bring smiles to our faces. From science experiments that went wrong in labs to spontaneous display of talent shows during lunch breaks, you made every day an adventure. Now here you are, successful doctors, engineers, lawyers, artists, entrepreneurs, etc., making your mark on the world. I'm sure for you, life has come full circle. From forced to being listening to your teachers to now dancing to the tunes of your wives. Believe me, women give good advice. And while we take no credit for your individual achievements, we can't help but feel a sense of pride, knowing that once upon a time, we played a small role in shaping who you've become. So today isn't just about nostalgia. It's about celebrating how far each and every one of you has come since those carefree days. It's about recognizing the impact this institution has had on our lives and acknowledging the connections that still bind us together as one big happy family. Let us celebrate the years of shared memories, laughter, and unbreakable bonds of friendship. May this reunion serve as a reminder that no matter where life takes us, we will forever carry a piece of our school in our hearts. Thank you, dear alumni, for gracing us with your presence today. Let the echoes of laughter reverberate through these walls once again. Cheers to each and every one of you. It is with utmost gratitude and deep reverence that I recall the unwavering commitment and foresight of our founder secretary, late Sri C.V. Jacob sir, in establishing a school in our village, which has borne fruit in the form of an educational haven that has transformed countless lives. His vision, fueled by a profound belief in the power of education, has illuminated the path of generations of students who have walked through these doors. It is with immense gratitude that I extend my heartfelt appreciation to the principal and her team for orchestrating the realization of a long-cherished dream, our school's first official alumni get-together. The event is not just a celebration of our shared history, but truly a testament to our dedication, vision, and commitment in fostering a sense of unity and pride among our alumni. Thank you. The efforts and pains taken by the organizing committee have not only strengthened the bonds between alumni, but also have reinforced the enduring connections between the school and its graduates. My speech is incomplete without mentioning my rich experiences I had in my professional journey in this school. It was a second home for me with remarkable individuals who shared this noble profession with me. My fellow teachers have been my support system, my mentors, and my friends. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am, for those insightful words. Dear alumni, if there is anyone yet to register, you can do it now. And you can also collect your membership ID cards and return gifts when you return. We now request Shri Kumari ma'am to share a few words with us.
Dear students and teachers, എല്ലാവർക്കും നമസ്കാരം. എൻ്റെ കരിയർ ജീവിതം തുടങ്ങിയത് നമ്മൾ ഈ സ്കൂളിൽ നിന്നാണ്. ഞാൻ 80 to 87 ഈ സ്കൂളിൽ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ആ കാലഘട്ടം എൻ്റെ ജീവിതത്തിലെ ഏറ്റവും സുവർണ കാലഘട്ടം. നമ്മളുടെ സ്കൂളും നമ്മളുടെ സ്റ്റാഫ് റൂമും എല്ലാം വളരെ സന്തോഷകരമായി പോയൊരു കാലഘട്ടമാണത്. എന്നെ സംബന്ധിച്ചോളം അത് കഴിഞ്ഞ് PSC ഫസ്റ്റ് റാങ്ക് കിട്ടി. ഞാൻ അവിടുന്ന് പോയി പിന്നെ പ്രിൻസിപ്പലായിട്ട് റിട്ടയർ ചെയ്യുകയായിരുന്നു. പിന്നെ കവിതയും കഥയും ഒക്കെ ആയിട്ട് എൻ്റെ ജീവിതം അങ്ങനെ പോയി. അപ്പൊ വളരെ സന്തോഷമായി ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു പരസ്പരം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ ഒരു പ്രോഗ്രാം കണക്ട് ചെയ്ത് അധ്യാപകരെയും വിദ്യാർത്ഥികളെയും കൂടെ കൂട്ടിയിണക്കിയ ഇതിന്റെ കോർഡിനേറ്റേഴ്സിന് വളരെയധികം താങ്ക്സ് ഉണ്ട്. കാരണം ഇന്ന് നമ്മുടെ ഏറ്റവും വലിയ സന്തോഷത്തിന്റെ ദിനമാണ്. ഞാൻ ദീർഘിപ്പിക്കുന്നില്ല. ഞാൻ എഴുതിയ ഒരു കവിത, മോഹം എന്നുള്ളൊരു കവിത, ONV കുറുപ്പിന്റെ മോഹം എന്ന കവിതയുടെ ഈണത്തിൽ എഴുതിയൊരു കവിത ചൊല്ലിക്കൊണ്ടും എല്ലാവർക്കും നവവത്സരാശംസകൾ നേർന്നുകൊണ്ടും നിർത്തിക്കൊള്ളാം. ഒരു റിട്ടയർ ചെയ്ത അധ്യാപകന്റെ മനസ്സിലെ മോഹങ്ങളാണ് എന്റെ കവിതയുടെ. പാലൊളി ചന്ദ്രിക തൂകിടം രജനിയിൽ ഏകാന്തയാമത്തിൽ ഒരു നാൾ ഒരു വേളയിൻ ചിത്തവാടിയിൽ മുട്ടിട്ടു ഒരു മോഹം, ഒരു മോഹം. ഒരു വട്ടം കൂടി ആ പുണ്യക്ഷേത്രത്തിൻ നടകൾ ചവിട്ടുവാൻ മോഹം. ഒരു വട്ടം കൂടി ആ പുണ്യക്ഷേത്രത്തിൻ നടകൾ ചവിട്ടുവാൻ മോഹം. കിണി കിണി മണിനാദം കാതിൽ മുഴങ്ങുമ്പോൾ ചടുതിയിൽ കാൽ വയ്ക്കാൻ മോഹം. കിണി കിണി മണിനാദം കാതിൽ മുഴങ്ങുമ്പോൾ ചടുതിയിൽ കാൽ വയ്ക്കാൻ മോഹം. ഒരു വട്ടം കൂടി ആ പുണ്യക്ഷേത്രത്തിൻ നടകൾ ചവിട്ടുവാൻ മോഹം. കാറ്റിലൊഴുകിടും പ്രാർത്ഥനാ ഗീതത്തിൽ ഒന്നുലയിക്കുവാൻ മോഹം, ഒന്നുലയിക്കുവാൻ മോഹം. ഒരു വട്ടം കൂടി, ഒരു വട്ടം കൂടി എൻ സ്റ്റാഫ് റൂമിലെത്തി വാചാലയാകുവാൻ മോഹം. ഒരു വട്ടം കൂടി എൻ സ്റ്റാഫ് റൂമിലെത്തി വാചാലയാകുവാൻ മോഹം. പൊട്ടിച്ചിരിയുടെ വന്തിരത്തള്ളലിൽ, പൊട്ടിച്ചിരിയുടെ വന്തിരത്തള്ളലിൽ സർവം മറക്കുവാൻ മോഹം. വടിയുമുയർത്തി ചോദ്യശരങ്ങൾ ഓരോന്നെയ്തു വിടുമ്പോൾ, വടിയുമുയർത്തി ചോദ്യശരങ്ങൾ ഓരോന്നെയ്തു വിടുമ്പോൾ തകതിന്തിമി തകതിന്തിമി തുള്ളുന്ന ഉള്ളത്തിൻ ബാഹ്യസ്ഫുരണങ്ങൾ കാണാം. താളത്തിൽ കൈകൊട്ടി താളത്തിൽ കൈകൊട്ടി പാട്ടുകൾ പാടി ഉല്ലാസയാത്രയ്ക്ക് പോകാൻ ഇന്നൻ മനസ്സിലാ മോഹത്തിൻ പക്ഷിതൻ ചിറകടി ശബ്ദം ഞാൻ കേൾപ്പൂ ഇന്നൻ മനസ്സിലാ മോഹത്തിൻ പക്ഷിതൻ ചിറകടി ശബ്ദം ഞാൻ കേൾപ്പൂ എന്തിനീ മോഹങ്ങൾ എന്തിനീ മോഹങ്ങൾ എന്തിനീ സ്വപ്നങ്ങൾ ഇനി അവയെല്ലാമേ വ്യർത്ഥം മനസ്സിൽ പറന്നൊര മോഹത്തിൻ പക്ഷിയോ ചിറകറ്റു വീണു പിടഞ്ഞു അറിയാതെന്നുള്ളം തേങ്ങി അതുകണ്ടെൻ മിഴികൾ നനഞ്ഞു അറിയാതെന്നുള്ളം തേങ്ങി അതുകണ്ടെൻ മിഴികൾ നനഞ്ഞു പാലൊളി ചന്ദ്രിക തൂകിട രജനിയിൽ ഏകാന്തയാമത്തിൽ ഒരു നാൾ ഒരു വേളയൻ ചിത്തവാടിയിൽ മുട്ടിട്ടു ഒരു മോഹം ഒരു മോഹം ഒരു മോഹം ഒരു മോഹം എല്ലാവർക്കും നവോത്സരം നിർത്തുന്നു നന്ദി നമസ്കാരം.
Thank you, ma'am. That was beautiful. Dear alumni, before we wind up, we have one more wonderful person to share her words of love with us. We request our dear Zina ma'am, former head, St. Peter's Kindergarten, to share a few words with us.
A very good afternoon to one and all of you here. We have some important dignitaries here, so my respects to them. All my senior colleagues, teachers, and of course I can't call you students. So all the young parents, all the young entrepreneurs, everybody out here, a very good afternoon to one and all. I'm just standing here, I haven't prepared anything, impromptu. So they have asked me to say a few words. Well, this meeting here today, Parasparam as it's called, puts a smile back onto our faces by seeing all our kids, the children who have grown up, our friends, our teachers, our colleagues, and it has added probably a few more years to our life. I thank you very much for having organized this event. Then all my kids, all the children that passed through me have all grown up. They have grown a pair of wings and have flown out of their nests and making a nest of their own. It's so nice to see all the smiling faces. The smiles always bring back those memories they spent with us. Some of them are not here. I was so happy. I was just thinking when where they have gone far and wide. While traveling while going in an airplane, I met the air hostess smiling at me, and she walked up to me and said, "Ma'am." And then I felt I couldn't recognize her. So she was also one student of mine. Went to New Zealand, and in that small airport in Christchurch, there weren't much passengers making their flight to Singapore. I just walked past, and from the other end of the airport, I could see one smiling face, and I said, there comes another one who recognizes me. I'm so happy that you all have all spread and gone far and wide. Those of you are doing so well. God bless you all. There's nothing more for me to say. Keep going and put back that smile on everyone's faces that you meet. Thank you once again for calling me here, and a very good afternoon once again. Enjoy your lunch. I think my stomach is rumbling, so must be yours. So let's get together for a good meal. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for all the love. Here we come to the conclusion of the official meeting. I invite Mr. C.B. Peter of 1993 batch to propose the vote of thanks.
Dignitaries on the dais, teachers and my dear friends. I know it's already too late, but it won't be justice if I don't spend a few minutes to mention the people who has made this memorable occasion happen. I stand before you with immense gratitude and appreciation as we conclude on this momentous event. On behalf of the alumni community, I extend a heartfelt vote of thanks. First, I would like to express our deep gratitude to our alumni, Patron, and the school trust secretary, Mr. Aju Jacob, for his initiative for forming this alumni association. A word of acknowledgement to the principal, Ms. Sonia Susan Berkey, all the teaching and non-teaching staff who has left an incredible mark on our alumni matter. Our gratitude to Mr. Isaac Peter, Joint Secretary, St. Peter's Trust, for being with us. Even though they are part of our alumni, as a formality, let me extend our sincere acknowledgement to our chief guest, Dr. Manju Kurian, and guest of honor, Dr. Lali Verghese. A special thanks to Mr. Bibin, the HR manager, and Mr. Daniel, who has been putting tremendous effort for coordinating the alumni. A special thanks to our former principals, vice principals, teachers, non-teaching staff, who are physically and mentally with us in spite of the various difficulties and old age. A special acknowledgement is due to our dedicated, tireless teachers who have been the guiding lights in our educational journey. Your commitment to imparting knowledge and nurturing the potential with each student is truly commendable. Thank you for your unwavering support and mentorship. To the organizing committee and volunteers who have worked tireless behind the scenes, your efforts have transformed this event into a seamless and memorable experience. Your dedication to the alumni community has not gone unnoticed, and we are grateful for your hard work. Our sincere appreciation also goes to the students and alumni who participated in various capacities. Your enthusiasm and involvement have added vibrancy to this occasion, reflecting the strong bond we share as members of this esteemed institution. Last but not the least, heartfelt thank you to each attendee for gracing this event with your presence. Your participation has added value and significance to this gathering, creating memories that will linger in our hearts for long. In closing, let us continue to uphold the spirit and companionship that defines the alumni community. Together we can build on the legacy of the excellence and contribute positively to the future of the alumni matter. Thank you. Thank you once again.
Thank you. So the meeting is completed. We request all of you to collect the ID cards and the return gifts from the registration counters.
You may please be seated because we have the cultural programs going on. Meanwhile, you can have your lunch now. It's lunch time. The veg counters are on the left side of the auditorium, and starters will be served behind the auditorium. Please take your plates and be seated to witness the cultural programs that are going to start soon.
എല്ലാവർക്കും സൂപ്പും സ്റ്റാർട്ടേഴ്സും എടുത്തിട്ട് കൾച്ചറൽ പ്രോഗ്രാംസ് കാണാൻ വേണ്ടി ഇവിടെ വന്നിരിക്കാം. ആരും പോകരുത്, നമുക്ക് കൾച്ചറൽ പ്രോഗ്രാംസ് ഇനിയുണ്ട്.
നമ്മുടെ പ്രിയപ്പെട്ട സെന്റ് പീറ്റേറിയൻസ് ഒരുക്കിയിരിക്കുന്ന വിവിധ കൾച്ചറൽ പ്രോഗ്രാംസ് ഇനി നടക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. ആരും പുറത്തേക്ക് പോകരുത്. നിങ്ങളുടെ സ്റ്റാർട്ടേഴ്സും സൂപ്പും കളക്ട് ചെയ്തതിന് ശേഷം തിരികെ ഓഡിറ്റോറിയത്തിനുള്ളിലെ സീറ്റുകളിൽ വന്നിരിക്കേണ്ടതാണ്. we are going to stream a feature. ദയവ് ചെയ്ത് തിരികെ സീറ്റുകളിൽ വന്നിരിക്കേണ്ടതാണ്. നമ്മുടെ തന്നെ ഒരു പൂർവ്വ വിദ്യാർത്ഥിയുടെ ഫീച്ചർ ഫിലിം നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ സ്ട്രീം ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്.
എന്നെ ആദ്യം കണ്ടത് എവിടെ വെച്ചാന്ന് ഓർമ്മയുണ്ടോ? ആണോ? അങ്ങനെ തോന്നുന്നു.
അടുക്കള ചൂടില് വേർത്ത് നിൽക്കണ നിന്റെ മുഖത്ത് എന്നോടുള്ള സ്നേഹവും പരിഭവവും പ്രതീക്ഷയും ഇതൊക്കെ ഇങ്ങനെ കേറി ഇറങ്ങി പോണത് കണ്ടിരിക്കാൻ ഭയങ്കര രസോടി.
എന്റെ മനസ്സ് രാവിലെ കെട്ടിയോൻ പോയപ്പോ കൊണ്ടുപോയതാ. ഇനി അയാള് തിരിച്ചു വന്നാലും എനിക്കത് കിട്ടും.
മണി 7 അതടക്കുന്നില്ലേ? പണിയാവൂടാ.
നിന്റെ തന്ത ഒന്ന് പറയണോടാ കടയടക്കണോന്ന്. എടാ എല്ലാരും പ്രശ്നത്തിൽ തന്നെ ഉള്ളത്. കാലഘട്ടം അങ്ങനെയല്ലേ?
രാജ്യത്ത് ലോക്ക്ഡൌൺ നീളുന്ന സാഹചര്യത്തിൽ സാധാരണക്കാർക്കെതിരെ ഉണ്ടാകുന്ന പോലീസ് അതിക്രമങ്ങൾ ക്രമാതീതമായി വർദ്ധിക്കുന്നു.
എന്റെ ഭാര്യ വിളിക്കുന്നു, ഒന്ന് ഫോൺ എടുത്തോട്ടെ.
നാളെ നേരം വെളുക്കുന്നവരെ ഇവന്റെ കൂടെ ഉണ്ടാവണം. നമുക്ക് ആവശ്യമുള്ള നമ്മൾ ചോദിച്ചു മേടിക്കണം. അതും കൂടെ അവകാശം. ഇവിടെ വന്നപ്പോ വായടച്ചെന്നെ ഇരിക്കണേ.
That was a movie by one of our alumni, Mr. Chidambara Palaniyappan L of the 2000 batch. He is a postgraduate in visual communication from Cochin University of Science and Technology. Worked as an associate and assistant director in Malayalam feature films. Directed advertisement films and line produced various national advertisements in South India. He is a visiting faculty in media schools. Egan Anegan is his debut feature film as director and he has won Kerala Film Critics Award. The film is an experimental drama based on real-life incidents in COVID-19 scenario. That was a movie by Chidambara Palaniyappan of the 2000 batch. Dear friends, the book written by our former principal, C.S. Joni sir, will be available in the counters. The name of the book is Totuwa Tales of an Ox, an Elephant and a River.
We request all of you to please collect the ID cards and the return gifts from the registration counters.
Hello everyone. May I have your attention please? Guys, let me introduce. I am from the 89 batch. My name is Sanjay Tambi. My brother is 5 years senior to me. His name is Vinod Tambi. Just for those people to know who we are. Now, that's not what I am here for. ഇവിടെ ആരും ബോർഡിങ്ങിനെ കുറിച്ച് സംസാരിച്ച് കേട്ടില്ല. Okay? Who all were there in the boarding here? There are a lot of people. Okay. എല്ലാവരും എനിക്ക് കാണാൻ പാടില്ല. ജാക്ക്, വിനോദ്, എല്ലാവരും കാണാൻ പാടില്ല. എനിവേ, അപ്പൊ ലഞ്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് ബോർഡിങ്ങിലെ പിള്ളേർ 4 അല്ലേ ബോബി, ജാക്ക് 4D ലഞ്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് ഏത് ബാച്ചിലെ ബോർഡിംഗ് ആയാലും 4Dയിൽ വരണം കേട്ടോ. കാരണം നമ്മുടെ കഥകൾ ഇവിടെ പറയാൻ പറ്റാത്തതുകൊണ്ടാണ്. താങ്ക് യു.
I request all of you to be please seated because girls from 2018 batch. Sorry, 2008 batch. All of you please be seated.
The superstars of 2008 here on the stage.
परिपालय परमेशी कमलालय श्रीदेवी कुरिपिंचवे करुणांबुरासी नौजवानों, बात मानो, कभी किसी से न प्यार करना। नौजवानों, बात मानो, कभी किसी से न प्यार करना।
जिंदगी में
ਉਹ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਦੀ ਪਤੰਗਾਂ ਵਰਗੀ ਤੂੰ ਐਵੇਂ ਉੱਡਦੀ ਉਹ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਦੀ ਹਿੱਲਾਂ ਤੇ ਚੱਲਦੀ ਟੁਕ ਟੁਕ ਤੂੰ ਕਰਦੀ ਮੇਕਅਪ ਤੂੰ ਕਰਦੀ ਆ ਅੰਗਰੇਜ਼ੀ ਪੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਗਿਟ ਪਿਟ ਤੂੰ ਕਰਦੀ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਕੁਈਨ ਸਾਡੀ ਵਿਕਟੋਰੀਆ ਤੂੰ ਕੰਟੀ ਬਿਗ ਬੈਨ ਦੀ ਪੂਰਾ ਲੰਡਨ ਠੁਮਕਦਾ ਉਹ ਜਦੋਂ ਨੱਚੇ ਪੈਣ ਦੀ ਪੂਰਾ ਲੰਡਨ ਠੁਮਕਦਾ ਤੂੰ ਕੰਟੀ ਬਿਗ ਬੈਨ ਦੀ ਪੂਰਾ ਲੰਡਨ ਠੁਮਕਦਾ ਉਹ ਜਦੋਂ ਨੱਚੇ ਪੈਣ ਦੀ ਪੂਰਾ ਲੰਡਨ ਠੁਮਕਦਾ
Girls, you brought back a lot of memories. We're living those moments from the past. Truly nostalgic. We have another performance by the students of the 2012 batch. Sorry, the alumni of the 2012 batch. Please put your hands together for the girls of 2012.
നിർത്ത് മോനെ മഹാരാജ ഇത് നീ വല്ല സർക്കസ് കമ്പനിക്കാർക്കും കൊടുക്കും ആന സൈക്കിൾ ഔട്ടുമ്പോ ബാക്ക്ഗ്രൗണ്ട് മ്യൂസിക് ആയിട്ട് ഉപയോഗിക്കാം ഇവിടെ മഹാരാജ ഒരു മെലഡി ഉണ്ടാക്കുക കേൾക്കുമ്പോ തന്നെ മനസ്സിങ്ങനെ മെൽറ്റായിട്ട് പോകുന്നൊരു അനുഭൂതി ഉണ്ടാക്കുക പ്ലീസ്
കേൾക്കുമ്പോൾ ആൾക്കാരുടെ മനസ്സിൽ കുളിർ കോരുന്ന ഒരു ഐറ്റം ഉണ്ട് പാടത്തെ
പാട്
என்னைக்கும் சண்டையே வந்ததில்லை மாமன வள்ளி நீ தாவணி போட்டுக்க அச்சி நீ யாரும் இல்லை
ട്രാക്ക് മാറ്റി
മാലിനിയുടെ തീരങ്ങൾ കഴുകി വരും പനിനീർക്കാറ്റേ ആരോടും പറയരുതേ പ്രേമത്തിൻ ജീവനഹൽ വരുമ്പോൾ ആരോടും പറയരുതീ പ്രേമത്തിൻ ജീവരഹസ്യം.
ഈ മാതിരി തക്കിട തരികിട പാട്ടൊന്നും പാടി ഷൈൻ ചെയ്യാൻ നോക്കണ്ട. എന്നെ പോലുള്ള സാധാരണക്കാർക്ക് പാടാനും ഡാൻസ് ചെയ്യാനും പറ്റുന്ന പാട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ മതി.
എന്നാ പിന്നെ ഞാൻ മറ്റേ എടുക്കട്ടെ. മറ്റേത് ഏത്?
உப்பு கருவாடு உறவச்ச சோறு ஊட்டிவிட நீ போதும் எனக்கு முத்தமிட்டு நெத்தியில மார்புக்கு மத்தியில செத்து விட தோணுதடி எனக்கு உப்பு கருவாடு உறவச்ச சோறு ஊட்டிவிட நீ போதும் எனக்கு முத்தமிட்டு நெத்தியில மார்புக்கு மத்தியில செத்து விட தோணுதடி.
കുറച്ചും കൂടി കുറച്ച്
മതി
ആ കുറച്ചും കൂടി മതി. കുറച്ചും കൂടി മതിയല്ലോ.
பாருடா. டேய் என்ன இல்லடா சுத்தி பாருடா. ஓ என்ன ஏதோ சத்தம் கேட்டாச்சு. யாராவது ஒளிஞ்சிருக்கிறத பாருடா. ஓ அப்படியா? டேய் அந்த பக்கம் போட போடா. இந்த பக்கம் போட போடா. நீ அந்த பக்கம் போடா.
பீட்டர் அக்காக்கு நம்மளை பத்தி தெரியல. அபி தேக்கோ சூப்பிஸ்தானு
கலையெடுத்து தலைவலியும் போக்கி பட்டங்க தலையெழுத்து அட்டம் போட்டா கட்டி வச்சு கோயில கட்டி லாரிலேத்தி குத்து போட்டு அனுப்பி ஃபேக்டரிக்கு எல்லாம் புரித்து தெரியும். வேர்ல்டு வைட் லிங்க் எல்லாம் ஒரு நம்ம ரூல்ஸ் உருவாக்கிட்ட நம்ம ரூல்ஸ் அத்தனை பேரு அசைவம் பவர் கிக்கே
மாஸ்டர் சம்பவம் முடிஞ்சு
സാകളെ കേരള ഫയർഫോഴ്സിനും ഇവരുടെ നാട്ടുകാർക്കും മണവാളാൻ സൽസിന്റെ പേരിലും എന്റെ വ്യക്തിപരമായ പേരിലും ഞാൻ നന്ദി രേഖപ്പെടുത്തിക്കൊള്ളുന്നു.
ആഹാ പവർ കിക്ക്. ഇവിടെ സംസാരിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരുന്ന കൂട്ടുകാരെയൊക്കെ സ്റ്റേജിലേക്ക് നോക്കാൻ പ്രേരിപ്പിച്ച ഒരു അടിപൊളി ഡാൻസ് ആയിരുന്നു അത്. താങ്ക് യു ഗേൾസ്. ഒരു 2000 ടൈമിൽ ഇവിടെ പഠിച്ച് ഒരാൾക്കും മറക്കാനിടയില്ലാത്ത രണ്ട് മുഖങ്ങളാണ്, രണ്ട് സിസ്റ്റേഴ്സ് ആണ് നിങ്ങളുടെ മുമ്പിലുള്ളത്. നമ്മുടെ പ്രിയപ്പെട്ട മൊമിത കർത്ത ആൻഡ് അമൃത പാർവതി കർത്ത. അവരുടെ മനോഹരമായ ഒരു ഗാനം കേൾക്കാം.
Check. Hello, check.
അത് ഇത് റെഡായി പോയ മ്യൂട്ട് ഔട്ടോ ജസ്റ്റ് പ്രസ് ചെയ്ത് ഇവിടെ പ്രസ് ചെയ്ത്
സെറ്റാണ്.
ഞാനിപ്പോ ഈ ലാപ്പിലെ പ്ലേ ചെയ്തോളാം. ഔട്ട് കൊടുത്തിട്ടില്ല.
ഇമ്മീഡിയറ്റ്ലി പാട്ട് സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്യും. അതുകൊണ്ടാണ്.
Hello, check.
Hello, hello. Volume. Hello, hello. 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 തീരത്ത് അനുരാഗമോളും
नाचूं, ओ मैं तो छम छम नाचूं। सावन में मोरनी बन के मैं तो छम छम नाचूं, ओ मैं तो छम छम नाचूं। सावरिया तेरी याद में, सावरिया तेरी याद में, तेरी चिट्ठियां बाजू ओ सावन में। मोरनी बन के मैं तो छम छम नाचूं, ओ मैं तो छम छम नाचूं। सावरिया तेरी याद में, सावरिया तेरी याद में, तेरी चिट्ठियां बाजू ओ सावन में। मोरनी बन के मैं तो छम छम नाचूं, ओ मैं तो छम छम नाचूं। பூவுக்குள் ஒளிந்திருக்கும் கனி கூட்டம் அதிசயம், வண்ணத்து பூச்சியுடம்பில் ஓவியங்கள் அதிசயம், துளை செல்லும் காற்று மெல்லிசையாதல் அதிசயம், குருநாதர் இல்லாத குயில் பாட்டு அதிசயம், அதிசயமே அசந்து போகும் நீ என்ன அதிசயம், கல் தோன்றி மண் தோன்றி கடல் தோன்றும் முன்னாலே உண்டான காதல் அதிசயம். 16 வயதான பருவத்தில் எல்லோர்க்கும் படகின்ற காதல் அதிசயம். மல்லிகை பூவாய் மாறிவிட ஆசை, தென்றலை கண்டே மாலையிட ஆசை, மேகங்களே எல்லாம் தொட்டுவிட ஆசை, சோகங்களே எல்லாம் விட்டுவிட ஆசை, கார்குழலில் உலகை கற்றிவிட ஆசை, சின்ன சின்ன ஆசை, சிறகடிக்கும் ஆசை, முத்து முத்து ஆசை, முடிந்து வைத்த ஆசை, வெண்ணிலவு தொட்டு முத்தமிட ஆசை, என்ன இந்த பூமி சுற்றி வர ஆசை, சின்ன சின்ன ஆசை, சிறகடிக்கும் ஆசை, முத்து முத்து ஆசை, முடிந்து வைத்த ஆசை. Thank you.
That was so beautiful. ബാബു സാറിന്റെ മുഖത്തെ ചാരിതാർത്ഥ്യം ഒന്ന് കാണേണ്ടത് തന്നെയായിരുന്നു. That was Dr. Momita Karta of the 2003 batch and her sister Amrita Parvati Karta of the 2006 batch. Now we have another song by one of our alumni, Ms. Sri Priya. She's of the 2000 batch and she works as a senior scientist in Chennai. Dear friends, please leave the used plates on the right side of the auditorium. Please leave the used plates on the right side of the auditorium. Here we have Ms. Sri Priya.
Hello. कभी कभी मेरे दिल में ख्याल आता है, कभी कभी मेरे दिल में तुझको बनाया गया है मेरे लिए। तू अब से पहले सितारों में बज रही थी कहीं, तू अब से पहले सितारों में बज रही थी कहीं। तुझे ज़मीं पे बुलाया गया है मेरे लिए। कभी कभी मेरे दिल में ख्याल आता है, कभी कभी मेरे दिल में ख्याल आता है कि ये बदन ये निगाहें मेरी अमानत है। ये गेसुओं की घनी छाँव है मेरी खातिर, ये गेसुओं की घनी छाँव है मेरी खातिर। ये होठ और ये बाहें मेरी अमानत है। कभी कभी मेरे दिल में ख्याल आता है। थैंक यू।
Thank you, Shri Priya. Now we have another song by Miss Susan of the 2008 batch. Miss Susan on stage.
Hello. मुबारकी तुम्हें कि तुम किसी की नूर हो गए। मुबारकी तुम्हें कि तुम किसी की नूर हो गई। किसी की इतनी पास हो कि सबसे दूर हो गई। अजीब दास्तां है ये, कहाँ शुरू कहाँ खत्म। ये मंजिलें है कौन सी न वो समझ सके न हम। अजीब दास्तां है ये, कहाँ शुरू कहाँ खत्म। ये मंजिलें है कौन सी न वो समझ सके न हम। किसी का प्यार लेके तुम नया जहां बसाओगे। किसी का प्यार लेके तुम नया जहां बसाओगे। ये शाम जब भी आएगी तुम हमको याद आओगे। अजीब दास्तां है, कहाँ शुरू कहाँ खत्म। ये मंजिलें है कौन सी न वो समझ सके न हम। अजीब दास्तां है ये, कहाँ शुरू कहाँ खत्म। ये मंजिलें है कौन सी सके न हम। ചൊല്ലാതെ നേരത്തെ കാലത്തെ പോകാം. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. That was beautiful. Dear teachers, you can collect your membership ID cards and return gifts from the reception before you leave. Kind attention. Dear teachers, you can collect your membership ID cards and return gifts from the reception before you leave. നമുക്ക് ഏറ്റവും പ്രിയപ്പെട്ട 2 അധ്യാപകർക്ക് ഇവിടെ എത്തിച്ചേരാൻ സാധിച്ചിരുന്നില്ല. Former principal Shri K.K. Jacob and our English faculty Sebastian sir. ആരോഗ്യപരമായ കാരണങ്ങൾ കൊണ്ട് ജേക്കബ് സാറിന് നമ്മളുടെ ഒപ്പം ഇന്ന് ചേരാൻ സാധിച്ചില്ല. അലുംനി കോർഡിനേറ്റേഴ്സ് അദ്ദേഹത്തെ ചെന്ന് കണ്ട് ആദരിച്ചിരുന്നു. നമ്മുടെ പ്രിയപ്പെട്ട ജേക്കബ് സാറിനെയും സാറാമ്മ ടീച്ചറിനെയും അവരുടെ ഭവനത്തിൽ ചെന്ന് കണ്ട് അലുംനി കോർഡിനേറ്റേഴ്സ് ആദരിച്ചിരുന്നു. We remember them with gratitude. നമ്മുടെ പ്രിയപ്പെട്ട സെബാസ്റ്റ്യൻ സാറിനും ഇവിടെ എത്തിച്ചേരാൻ സാധിച്ചിട്ടില്ല. അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ അദ്ദേഹം ഒരു ആശംസാ വീഡിയോ നമുക്കായി അയച്ചു തന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. Let's listen to him.
Respected Secretary Sir, Shri Aju Jacob, Principal Mrs. Sonia, my dear colleagues and my beloved old children. Here I am conveying a message for you all. The years that we have spent in St. Peter's, it was really memorable and unforgettable. I had served in the institution for 23 years from 1992 to 2015. I will never forget those memorable days which I spent in the campus. I was in the English department as an English teacher, as well the scout master for long 17 years, and above all the hostel warden. I now recall back all those days which I spent there, and thank God for having kept me at such important positions in this institution. And now, on this great day of your gathering, in my absence, I wish all the prosperity and all the good being in your area of life as well as in your family life. Thank you, one and all.
We remember our teachers with gratitude. Dear teachers, please collect your membership ID cards and return gifts from the reception. Dear alumni, please collect your membership ID cards and return gifts from the registration counter.